So Neptune is a very small planet in comparison to larger planets like Jupiter, for instance. Now, moving right along, let's find this area here. Our spaceship is going to be going from this part to this part, and what we're going to do is set up a ratio and go like this. 28 pi is related to 360 degrees, because that's the entire circle, and we're forming a ratio here. 28 pi is the entire circumference of that circle, but we're finding x. In other words, we don't know. We're looking for the unknown circumference of this sector is labeled as x, a good old unknown. Now that unknown, we also need to complete this. We do know that this is 120 degrees because that's what we're given, so we're able to fill that in. This is a ratio, an easy ratio. It happens to be 3/1. So now we can simplify that before cross-multiplying. We get 28 pi over x equal to 3/1. And now we can cross-multiply. 28 pi is equal to 3x. X equals 28 divided by 3 pi. And Saturn is a planet with rings around it, which is very mystical and is governed by incredibly cosmic astrology and destiny with regard to one's karma. So now x equals 28 over 3 pi, and we can stay with that because we're going to get our answer just by converting that with a calculator. 28 over 3 pi. Anybody have a calculator? We can get 20 over 3 first and divide that. Anybody have that? What is it? 9.3, and then that times pi, which is equal to, we can approximate it, and we're probably going to get this answer here, 29.3. There you go, guys. There it is. That's what it is. Looking pretty sharp, looking pretty good. Now we're going to travel a little farther, just right on through the Milky Way, and right on through the nebulae, and, you know, looking through all these different stars, and we know that the sun is a star, okay? 9.3 pi is equal to 29.3. Moving right along, let's try number 5. These ones, we're looking for the area of a sector. Area of a sector. And that would mean we're going to do the kind of same idea. We're going to set up ratios, but we're going to use, obviously, we're going to use area formulas instead of circumference. All right? So area of this is pi r squared, and our radius here is 15 inches. So it's pi times 15 squared. Can anybody get that calculation? Well, we know what that is. 225 pi, right? So that is part of our ratio. Now look, what we're really after here is the area of this sector, and it's 90 degrees. So we're going to get that ratio happening again. We again know that this area here, 225 pi, which is the whole circle, all right, is related to x, because we don't know what the area of that segment is, or sector. And the 225 pi is the 360, but we do know the sector is 90 degrees. That's our ratio, and we can simplify that first. It always makes sense. 36 over 9 is equal to 4. We have 225 pi over x equal to 4/1, right?
Good job.
And the Starship Enterprise was always docking on which planet? That would be an interesting question to find out. So now, here we go. We're going to go ahead and cross-multiply that. 4x equals 225 pi, and x equals 225 pi over 4. And yeah, we've already got one of my sharp students who's already answered that. And what is it again? 56.25 times pi, right? What's 56.25 times 3.14? There we go, and we have 176.7 inches squared, and that's our answer. It's up here in the multiple choice problem. And now, if you're smart about this, you'll find out some of our trivia, which is name 3 of the planets that were mentioned in Star Wars, name 3 planets that were mentioned in Star Trek. Moving right along, I think we deserve a little bit of a hand for all that traveling, all that space travel. Let's get a hand, please. Thank you very much. Or even Saturn. Sun's not a planet. Sun's not a planet. Sun's not a planet.
It's not a planet.